What's going on, guys? Luke22SV here, and welcome back to the career mode today here for the Monaco Grand Prix of Season 3. It's been a while since I've done a career mode episode. I just haven't been able to get the videos done in the recent weeks with the whole pandemic going on. Being stuck inside, not being able to do too many recordings because I just don't really get a chance to at the moment. But we've got a chance today though to do the Monaco race, and well, we haven't had too well of a history in Monaco. Last season I wasn't even able to upload the Monaco race. I don't know where the footage even went for that. It's a mystery today. But we come into the Monaco weekend leading the championship ahead of our teammate Max Verstappen, so looking strong in the Red Bull at the moment. So everything's looking good from that front. But can we carry that form on into this weekend? Haven't yet won a race this season and hoping to change that this weekend. But yeah, it's going to be another difficult weekend here in Monaco. Clouds looking quite grey there, so yeah, well, it could be a difficult qualifying though. We never seem to do well in qualifying, so coming on to the chicane for the first time on our first flying lap, we've run a little bit wide, tagged the inside wall there, and that's put us 180 degrees into a spin, and that's going to completely ruin our first attempt of a qualifying lap, and we have to get the car turned around as well. So not the best way to start qualifying, and that's going to put us on the back foot for our second run, which will be our last run as well, because of course we do 2 runs. For those of you that are familiar with this career mode, we just do 2 runs in qualifying, and of course we're currently down in P20 after that, because we did set another lap after that, but it was just sort of a banker lap and it wasn't quick at all. But now on our flying lap we are just being a bit cautious and perhaps not going as quickly as we possibly could, so that's perhaps losing us a bit of time here and there, but we are up on our previous lap time anyway as we go through the first sector, but then a little bit down again, so not looking too happy at the moment with the car, and yeah, well, not at all. We hit the wall there as well, so it's not looking too strong at the moment, and we're really on the back foot at the moment as we head towards where we had the accident earlier on in this session. Can we get through there in one piece this time? We take a little bit of a better line, and that's put us up by quite a bit actually. Of course we would be, but going through to back so tentative, and yeah, that's just really not gained us much time at all. So this isn't going to be the best lap at all, to be honest, and I can't imagine it being able to put us very high up on the grid at all. So coming around the last corner then to complete this qualifying lap, where's it going to put us on the grid for the Monaco Grand Prix? It's going to be, well, it's going to be P12, as you just be able to see in the top left there, and a difficult qualifying, and outside the top 10, which means we have choice on tyres for the race, but that's pretty much the only positive we can take out of qualifying there. Our teammate not doing too well either. McLaren's doing well. Lucas Weber getting up on pole position, so managing to find some pace in that Alfa Romeo. Mercedes doing alright, but McLarens will be happy with that. They're our main rivals at the moment, the McLarens, so we really got to watch out for the McLarens, and the Ferraris as well, getting in the top 10, and getting out qualified by Gasly, who did really well for the Toro Rosso. So difficult day for us as we get into P12, but ahead of Giovinazzi, you'll be happy on that one. But here we go then, into the race then for the Monaco Grand Prix. What can we do from 12 on the grid? Currently the championship leader as well, so there's all to play for in this season still, and it's just going to be such a mixed results with everything happening in the first 5 races. It could be we could have had more points, so could Verstappen, so could Butler, and so could Norris and Bottas and Hamilton, all those drivers that have looked strong this season but haven't been able to get as many points as they would have liked, and it's just been a bit of a story really. Of course we bottled the first 2 races really, spinning out of the lead in Australia. But here's the grid order then for the Monaco Grand Prix. Of course you saw Weber on pole from Butler in second, who is looking very strong as well. Those 2 GP2 guys there. Lando Norris ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and then Bottas and Verstappen, and for some reason they aren't loading the characters, but Leclerc ahead of Vettel, ahead of Gasly, ahead of Ricciardo, Russell, myself, and then Giovinazzi doing quite well for the Renault team there. Hulkenberg ahead of Danny Kvyat, Perez having a difficult day ahead of Sainz, Stroll a long way off his teammate Magnussen, and then Alexander Albon rounding off the grid. And then for the Monaco Grand Prix, but now here we go then, onto those 5 red lights to start this race. Then where can we go from this? Can we get a good start? As the lights go out and away we go. We go straight to cover off Giovinazzi then on the inside as we look to dive down it past the inside of Russell and Ricciardo into turn 1, making that move stick nicely. Ricciardo almost getting squeezed into the wall there a little bit there, but it doesn't look like it's cost him too much in the grand scheme of things. But now chasing Gasly, who's going side by side with Sebastian Vettel through the casino, and now towards the next corner as well. We go down the inside of 2 of them, looking to make the move, make a little bit of contact with the inside wall there. But it's side by side with Vettel now, and he's squeezed us into the wall, and Vettel goes into the wall there as well. So we lost a huge chunk of front wing. What was Sebastian Vettel doing there? The safety car has come out, but that's really cost us dear there. Yeah, Vettel, I don't know what he was doing. He squeezed us into the wall. He's lost a lot of front wing himself. I think he went into the actual the tyres as well. So he's lost a lot of front wing. He's going to have to pit. We're going to have to pit. That's going to completely ruin our race. And what can we do now? We're going to have to pit at the end of this lap. We're going to put on mediums. We're going to put on softs or super softs and hope for the best. But yeah, we go. We got. Well, we're going to have to pit. Sergio Perez has been disqualified for whatever reason. And well, we're going to have to come into the pits and put on a set of new medium hard tyres. I think it is going to be currently labelled softs. So we're going to have to change that to mediums, hards rather. As we put on the hard tyres, we could be able to go to the end now as we shove on a new front wing. Vettel will probably be putting on some mediums because he started on the soft. So yeah, we had no choice really. If we wanted to get to the end, we had to put on those hards. Maybe if a chance for another pit stop comes along, we'll be able to put on some softs or some mediums and go on attack mode. But of course, it's so hard to overtake here. And yeah, it's just a difficult track to overtake, so it's not going to be much chance for overtaking here. And those hard tyres aren't very good either. They're not very good. Here's the replay though of what happened at the start. You can see a fairly good start from everyone at the front. We had to cut across Giovinazzi, dive down the inside of Russell and Ricciardo. I don't think Ricciardo lost any front wing there, so I think he got away with that. So free abreast into turn one, but we were going on the attack as we had to if we wanted to keep our championship lead. And unfortunately for us, Sebastian Vettel, I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, he has unfortunately kind of ruined us a little bit there. We dived down the inside, ended up making contact with the inside wall, but there was just a gap and it was side by side with Vettel, and for whatever reason he just closed off that gap, ran into the wall, and it's cost us both really dear in this race. But here we go, here's the onboard of Sebastian Vettel, just fighting with Pierre Gasly, and well, it's going alright at this point, and then we decided to shove down the inside of Gasly, and there's a gap. We went for it and we could have got 2 places. Unfortunately, we didn't get any. We ended up making contact with the wall, but Vettel was slowing down. There was room for us to be on that side. Unfortunately, though, Vettel didn't see us there, or he just, I don't know what happened, but he ended up going straight into the wall as well. So there we go. He's lost his front wing. The safety car, though, is coming in at the end of this lap. So we're in P17 out of 19. We're ahead of Albon, who hasn't even pitted yet, but he's managed to get in between myself and Vettel. So he had a little bit of drama at the start of this race. So now coming through to the restart, and you see we haven't got any grip on these hard tyres compared to everyone else on those softs. These hard tyres really aren't suited to this Monaco track, and we're going to have our work cut out if we want to have a good result today. Although everyone else has to pit though, so we could be in for a good result despite having actually been taken out on the first lap of this race and having to pit for a new front wing. But we'll have to find out as we'll have to try and get through this traffic. Of course, the guys at the front are going to be building a gap with these guys in the lower midfield cars. So if we want to finish at the top, we have to get past these guys quickly as possible. We do not want to be staring at that back of the Haas for too long. We want to get past them quickly, but of course it's so hard to overtake around this track. So if we want to make a move, we're going to have to be aggressive, and of course we can't seem to get out of a good exit out of that right-hander there. Yeah, going through the tunnel and into the chicane. Yeah, we just don't get close enough to be able to make a move on Kevin Magnussen and then come towards the back as well. This is just not really corners where we can overtake either, so there's only really 1 or 2 overtaking spots on this track. If you can get lucky and make a move into Saint-Devote, and you can maybe here if as well, but it's just very risky, and you could lose more front wing. We don't want to, again, we've already lost 1 front wing in this race. We don't want to lose another, have to pit and ruin our race even further, because at the moment we're actually sort of in a good position in some weird way, that if everyone else pits, we'll be able to actually move up a lot of places and perhaps be better off than where we were at the start of this race, which is a bit ironic considering how bad that start of the race went between myself and Vettel. Vettel may even be in a good position as well, but now closing in on Kevin Magnussen. Can we make a move on him into the next corner? No, we can't, but now come through Lur's hairpin where we did make that contact with Vettel on the first lap. This is also a risky overtake, but of course these cars are much wider now, so it's a little even harder than all it was before to make these overtakes around this track. But now, again, can't get a good exit on that corner for whatever reason, and Magnussen pulling away, So this is going to be a bit of a frustrating part of the race. Maybe we'll just have to wait for these guys to pit and then go on the attack mode and see where those guys at the front come out when they make their pit stops. Because at the moment it's not looking too promising. If we get stuck behind this Haas, we cannot make an overtake on him, and we're just going to be stuck behind him indefinitely for the time being. And now almost thinking about making a move into the into that next corner, into Raskas, and now we're coming on to start finishing. We're a little bit closer to Magnussen. Of course, DRS will be activated now as we move on to the third lap of racing. But again, moving on to the end of lap 7, our teammates into the pits now, so we're still staring at the back of the Haas, still not being able to make the move past him. And now this will be interesting to see where the guys at the front will be able to come out. Magnussen almost running into the back of Magnussen there as he goes into the pits. Now Stroll's next one ahead of us, but here we go. The guys coming out of the pits, you can see Verstappen coming out of the pits, Norris coming out of the pits. He was running in third, I think, and he's now just behind us. So ahead of Lando Norris we are then. So we're in a net sort of P3 at least. We'll just have to see where Lucas Weber is and Devon Butler, I think. So they're the two guys yet to stop. So it looks like we're on course for a podium position. How weird is that after such a weird lap 1 at the moment? If things stay as they are, but Stroll is our next target. Can we get past Lance Stroll, or are we going to have to wait until he comes into pits? Because Butler could be getting that overcut pretty much on us and at Norris as well this lap, as we're losing time behind Lance Stroll, who for whatever reason has had a poor weekend compared to his teammates. His teammate was on pole. Stroll was 18th on the grid. I don't know why Stroll was so far back from his teammate, but he was, and now we're still trying to follow Stroll through the chicane and then towards to back, and then towards the swimming pool chicane. And surely and hopefully we're going to see Stroll coming into the pits at the end of this lap, so we'll have some clean air. But for now we're staring at the back of the Alfa Romeo. He's coming into the pits, so surely he's coming into the pits. Yes, he is. So now we've got DRS activated onto that main straight. Weber will be in the pits, so will Devon Butler. Can we get into the lead of this race? There you can see Butler coming out of the pits, so we've got ahead of Butler, but Weber, he's pitted, he's ahead of us. And Butler, is he going to get out ahead of us? No, well, no, just about getting ahead of Devon Butler, ideal. But the problem is, we're not going to be able to catch up to Lucas Weber on these hard tyres, because these tyres are awful around this track. Those mediums, fairly well suited, and the softs as well, they're much better as well for grip. You just need a grip around here, and these tyres don't provide the grip on this game at least, and we're just struggling to get the car rotated on every corner, to be honest, and we just don't have the pace. So luckily it's hard for the cars to overtake, so maybe we'll be able to keep hold of this position. So in the net P2 at the moment, we're looking quite handy, but Butler is going on the attack straight away. We'll have to defend, but of course it's very hard for them to overtake as well. So if we can keep this position, we're in a net P2, and this will be handy over our main championship rivals, because Weber, he hasn't been anywhere this season, and the Alfa Romeo hasn't been good at all. So for him to actually be winning the race isn't too much of a problem for us in the grand scheme of things at the moment, unless Alfa Romeo can improve. The Alfa Romeo hasn't really been fighting near the front at all. So we're happy at the moment. We're happy. We're looking strong for a P2. We're ahead of all our rivals. Verstappen's a little bit farther down as well, and the two McLarens behind us as well. So it's basically Red Bull versus McLaren at this stage of the season, but we could see improvements, of course, as we head towards the end of the season. But as you can see, we're on lap 11 still, and we're currently in P6, but that's because Williams and the Renaults are yet to stop. I think they're on the mediums, and they're going to the softs towards the end of the race, but they're yet to stop, and that would mean those four guys, when they pit, will be in P2. So this is looking good for us at the moment. As we can see, Butler is behind us, but we're trying to still keep that gap towards Devon Butler. He's behind us still. He's going to come around the next couple of corners. Can he make a move on us through the tunnel, and then after the exit of the tunnel? And now we're just trying to defend from him, and then hopefully we can keep that gap ahead of him. He's going to the inside though. He's going to try and make the move on the inside, but again, running wide and almost losing that position. Is he going to be able to try and make a move on us into the back? Which is just a very risky move. He's hit us and we're in the wall, and we lost a chunk of front wing again. And I don't know what Butler was doing there, but he's thrown us into the wall. He's ruined our race, and he's ruined his own, I think, there as well. We're having to pit again, and the safety car is out. So into the pits we go, and we're going to have to put on a new front wing, and that's really ruined our race now again. So just everyone's being a bit aggressive with us at the moment. We're putting on those soft tyres, putting on the new front wing. Butler's had to come into the pits as well. So disappointing day for Butler. He was is pretty much ruined his own championship aspirations at the moment, and we're having to come out of the pits on these soft tyres. And yeah, now we're down to P16, so there's pretty much nothing we can do now, and apart from hope that there's going to be another safety car or some more issues. We're going to have to go aggressive, trying to make some overtakes and get into the points. But at the moment our race is pretty much over, and yeah, here's the replay then of what happened. Butler tried to make a move, he was looking interested, tried to make the move down the inside. We defended, outbroke ourselves a little bit, and then went over the chicane and almost into the wall there. But I don't know why he was trying to make a move into the back. He was a long way back, and we just turned into the corner, not thinking he was going to make that move, and he still tried to make it anyway. Lost his front wing, but rather punted us into the wall as well. So here it is again. He was close enough to make a move here, but we just outbroke ourselves a little bit. Still managed to keep it in the track, just go over the chicane a little bit, almost into the Pirelli sign there. But there you can see he tried to make a move on the inside. He was a long way back, put us into the wall, lost his front wing, ruined his race, ruined our race as well. So he had to pit as well for that front wing. Norris ended up moving up as well. So Norris, of course, this season he's picked up the pieces from where everyone else has messed up. Pretty much he's had a pretty poor season in the grand scheme of things, but here we go, both of us having to go into the pits again. Down in P17, he's down in P18. He didn't have a new set of softs though to use, so he's had to put on another set of mediums. We're going to be going to the end though, and following Daniel Ricciardo. Can we get past him quickly? We've got to make over 7 overtakes to get into the points. It's not looking likely at all. So with just 6-7 laps left in this race, can we make 7 overtakes into the points? But at the moment the Williams and the Renaults are yet to stop still, so for whatever reason they haven't pitted during the safety car window, which has pretty much buggered their race too. So I don't know what they were playing at, but he probably had the Ferrari, probably signed a Ferrari strategist, and yeah, pretty much ruined their race, which would have been a shame because they probably could have got a good position after if they put in the safety car window, and Renault would have got some much needed points as well, particularly Williams. Both of those teams are probably could have been able to do with those points, but they're unfortunately going to be getting no points, as they're going to probably rejoin behind everyone at the moment. So I don't know why they did that, but hey ho, we're going to gain 4 positions anyway, so that should put us at the P13 when those guys pit. We're going to be trying to get past 3 more cars then. At least we're staring at the back of that Ricciardo, who's staring at the back of Magnussen, as we were doing that a lot at the opening part of this race. Unfortunately, we're going to have to try and do that again, but hopefully we'll be staring at it for a less time. Now we're looking very close and very hungry to get past Ricciardo. We're on these soft tyres now, so we are on the better tyres, so we should be able to be aggressive and make moves. Oh, we're going to be able to make a move into Anthony Nose, and no, unfortunately not. But now we're chasing Daniel Ricciardo. Again, still trying to chase him, and just can't be able to make that move yet. But again, it's looking very, very bleak at the moment in this race. Currently a P13, and after all those guys have just pitted, I think they're all double stacked as well. So really a boneheaded strategist at those teams. I don't know what they're playing at, but we cannot complain too much. We're up into P13. Butler's in P14 still, so at the moment I don't know how the championship's going to look for Verstappen. I think we'll take the lead at the moment, but I think Norris might as well move up quite well. But Weber, he's not going to be anywhere near, I don't think, yet. But the 2 Mercedes as well, they've sort of been picking up points when they haven't been too competitive. But coming through the chicane, and we're still staring at the back of Ricciardo. Can we get some points in this race though? We've got just 5.5 laps now left in this race, and running out of opportunities to get into those points. Can we get past Ricciardo? It's just looking very unlikely now that we can. But now look at this, we just managed to pull alongside of him. We're on the outside of Ricciardo. Can we get past him here? Oh, we're going to make a move. Oh yes, yes we can. A nice move then if we can get past him. He defended so hard on the inside, but we managed to make a move on the outside. But he's now fighting back into Sander Vott, and Butler as well on the outside, 3 abreast into Sander Vott. I don't think that's going to work out too well, but we've managed to get into P12 then, and now hopefully we can focus on Kevin Magnussen, and hopefully we can catch him up and take hold of P11. So just 2 more positions and we're getting back into the points, and hopefully this can go a little bit better than what it could have originally planned. But at the moment we're in our starting position. So much has actually happened in this race. We've still ended up back in our starting position. So to be fair, we haven't actually lost any positions off the start, but again, it's been a pretty bad weekend, as it tends to be for me in Monaco. But at least this time I've managed to actually get the recording done, and the footage is still here. But now we can close in on Magnussen a lot, but we've run into the wall, and that's pretty much game over again. So a bad weekend has made even worse, and we're just going to let those guys go. That's going to be the end of the race then, pretty much. There's no point really carrying on, but we let those guys pass. We get a corner cutting warning, even though we're going about 2 miles an hour. But yeah, there we go. We're going to be pitting again for some new tyres, and we're going to be in stone dead last as the 2 Renaults and 2 Williams go past as well. And that's going to be the end of it then. So no points for us in Monaco, and there's definitely no hope for this now. So as we get another front wing, I think that's our 4th front wing now. We've had to use it in this race, and yeah, there we go. Out of the pits we go, and yeah, pretty disappointing. I don't know what happened there as well. We just made the mistake, broke ourselves again, and trying to be aggressive and chase hold of Magnussen. And unfortunately we ended up being too aggressive and ended up running into the wall. Here's a replay of what happened again. Just try to go through the chicane, try to go as quickly as possible, but just for whatever reason just understeered into the Pirelli board, and yeah, pretty much ruined any chance of getting into the points. And moving on to the final lap of the race then, we've actually set the fastest lap of the race as well in the end. So we did have a bit of pace in the end, but unfortunately we've had a lot of accidents too, and that's pretty much ruined our race. And yeah, we're gonna have to hope for better results in the next race in Canada, a race where I'm actually quite strong at. So yeah, unfortunately today it hasn't gone too well. It seems that everyone that leads the championship at some point tends to bottle the next race, and we've certainly bottled this race as Lucas Weber wins the race then for Alfa Romeo. So Alfa, after a bit of a slow start to the season, he's managed to get a win under Weber now. So whether that's just a false dawn or whether it's just the start of things to come for Alfa Romeo, we'll have to wait and see whether they can do that again. But almost on the last lap of the race, running into the Pirelli board again on the exit of that chicane, but ended up hitting to back. And well, yeah, that's just pretty much, we just want this race to end now anyway. So we're going to come around the last corner of this lap, and that should be the end of the race. And well, there we go. Both the Renaults and both the Williams will be disappointed too with their strategy. Magnussen ended up retiring as well from the race, so we were 18th out of 18th, and yeah, a really disappointing race. But Canada's next, and we should be able to do well there. So let's have a look at the end of that then. Of course, Weber won the race. Who was second? I think it was Lando Norris in the end, who tends to pick up the pieces. Hamilton third, so he's got a podium after a disappointing start to the season for him. And then now we can see the driver standings and the constructor standings, and you can see Vettel fourth in the end, so he had a good result. And Bottas was fifth, Leclerc sixth, Verstappen seventh, and then Stroll managed to get into the points in the end as well from P18. So a good race for Stroll in the end. Butler had a penalty. I wonder what that was for actually, but here's the standings, and we're down to second now. Lando Norris takes the lead by 4 points, so it's all to play for really. Verstappen in third on 7, and then Charles Leclerc doing very well as well. He's just been there as well, just not really being noticed, but still picking up plenty of points, and he's currently fourth. So Butler fifth, Bottas sixth, and then Weber up to seventh with his win. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the episode there, guys. There's the there's constructors. We're still leading the way just about by a couple of points from McLaren, but Ferrari third, still quite a few points behind Mercedes, a long way back. But that's going to be the end of the episode there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon.